Hallo zusammen.
So we have 9 participants, including us, and they're all here for now.
Ja, schön. Hallo Melli, grüß dich.
Guten Abend zusammen.
Guten
Hallo
Abend.
zusammen. Grüß euch alle miteinander. Ja, wie schön, euch zu sehen. Marlene, du hast im Moment noch den Finger, falls noch drauf, wenn noch jemand
Ja.
aus dem Warteraum dazukommt. Sehr gut. Ich würde sagen, wir starten trotzdem. Ein ganz herzliches Willkommen an euch alle. Wie ihr seht, ich bin heute unterwegs, aber ich wollte trotzdem ganz herzlich willkommen sagen zu Beginn der Session, zu unserer dritten Session Vedanta Darshan mit Raghav. Und also ich weiß nicht, wie es euch geht, aber ich finde, es wird von Woche zu Woche irgendwie spannender und irgendwie kommt man langsam so im Thema an. Also ich hoffe, euch geht es so ähnlich, wie ich das so selbst empfinde. So langsam auch dieses Thema von heute, vielleicht habt ihr noch gelesen, Raghav hat für die heutige Session wieder eine Art Agenda vorbereitet und auch nochmal ein Review von den letzten beiden Teachings. Und heute erwartet uns, glaube ich, eine ganz, ganz spannende Geschichte. Ashtavakra, ich kenne diese Geschichte auch und bin gespannt auf die Interpretation von Raghav. Ja, und ich wünsche euch allen einfach ein tolles Teaching. Ich übergebe hiermit an den Raghav und am Ende, glaube ich, wird China noch mal ein paar Worte zu euch sagen. Und ja, alles Gute für die nächste Stunde. And so now I hand over to Raghav. Thanks a lot, Raghav, for everything. I just said that I have the feeling just for myself, so that I step into the Vedanta Darshan now, and I'm really excited to hear your teachings. And thanks a lot for this amazing option.
Thank you, Martina, for your presence, for your support, and for your organization. Thank you, Marlene, for hosting the event on Zoom. Thank you, Zina, for translation, and Ursula to help and to support Zina. Thank you, Melanie, to be here for always. Keep curious. Thank you, Jan, to be always available here for the session. Imma is also listening and she is there, and I hope she will get it properly with the proper connection. Jos is also listening now today with Nice, from Nice, France, and Shailesh is here. I welcome all of you. Maybe someone will enter in the session, so I will let them in. And the important thing is this, that people are getting and they are carefully studying each session by YouTube. I'm getting their messages. So this is very important, that if they are not here even, but they are constantly focused on the session and the teaching. That is making me really very happy, that my efforts to help people to solve out the mystery of spirituality. That is the goal of this session, Vedanta Darshan. On the name of spiritual growth, we should never get confused And we should never get in a kind of trap that can destroy the balance and harmony of our own life. We have a visible life with our body, and we have a invisible life with our soul identity. And we have to manage our both identities together. We start today's session with chanting mantra Om. I love to invite everyone to balance their breath first. For a few seconds, just make your spine straight. Sit with your straight spine. Take a long and deep breath in, as deep as possible with your comfort and capacity, until the belly or thorax or the chest. Then breathe out slowly, slowly with chanting mantra Om. Once again, take a long and deep breath in, as deep as possible with your comfort. Once again, take a long and deep breath in. Slowly, slowly balance your breath and rub your hands together. Give a gentle massage on your face, on your eyes, on your nose, on forehead, side of the head with little pressure, on the ears, back of the neck, on cheeks and throat. My namaste to everyone. In mantra Om, there are 3 words that we use. The first word is A. The second word is U. The third word Ma. A, U, Ma. Here we need to find out what is the meaning of A. I would love that all of you will just chant with me. A, A. The meaning of A, Akara, Akara, Akara. Akara means the visual structure word, the visual word, where we all are diverted. Our entire focus is diverted to Akara, outside, in the visual world. Who is looking at this Akara? Who is diverted? The one. Ukara. Ukara. The brain, the consciousness. Where it needs to go. The third. Makara. 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 The consciousness, Ukara, is diverting again and again to Akara, to the visual world. We need to divert it to Makara, inner world, which consciousness means brain needs to get diverted from Akara, the outer world, to the inner world. The journey from outside to inside we do with the help of mantra Om. It's a key, a most effective key to get immediate our inner dimension, to reach immediate to our inner dimension. So the mantra Om. is not only a chanting, it is more than chanting. It is an experience that we do in our lives. As long as you are able to hold your breath, as long as you will be able to chant this mantra. There are different techniques to chant the mantras. That is a subject during the Yoga Darshan. Whenever we will have that session, I would love that all of you will join how to chant Om with different techniques to achieve the different benefits. Today is a very important session that I need to explore among all of you. When I told you I started the session, first session Vedanta, and I brought you in the second session the goal of Vedanta self-realization with meditation stages, with different meditation stages, and the 4 obstructions that we face during the journey of self-realization. We often fight in the world due to our this noisy brain. Oh, he is a spiritual follower. Oh, he is not. That's why I brought that subject in middle, the difference between believers and atheists. Remember, in Vedanta Darshan, there is love for everyone. We have the same possibility for everyone. There is a chocolate or the toffee or the sweets for everyone. No matter from which color, from which caste, from which religion, from which path they are. There is something for everyone. For what? To reach to the ultimate height of the life, that is the silence. The inner silence. The silence is not just for the locking the lips. The silence is to experience that silent state of our brain where even the thoughts are not. And we feel that we get melted in each and every single particles of this world. We reach that height that is known as the God identity of self. Today I am sharing with all of you the story of Ashtavakra. Whenever you will search the ancient scriptures of India, you will find so many information about Ashtavakra. I am not here discussing about the teaching of Ashtavakra. I am here discussing a story of Ashtavakra's life in itself. The important thing with this story, after listening the story, I would love to listen from all of you certain questions. I would love to wait to listen some questions from all of you, So please focus on this story, because I left there some space where the question will get raised. You will get many questions, answers in this story, as well as there will be the space where the question should be raised in your brain. This story will show the seriousness and the serious presence of all of yours during the session. So I will wait all of your questions after the story. And the story is carrying in itself the complete teaching of Vedanta. There is everything, whatever I have been telling in the last session and the previous session, the first session. On the fourth session, I will discuss with you about my own encounter with Vedanta Darshan. So the third session is important for all of you to touch that height of Vedanta that we all deserve and we all wish to experience in our life. I will wait for all of your questions after the story. In between story, after 15 minutes, I will give you a break of 3 minutes because it's a half an hour story. After 15 minutes, there will be a break of 3 minutes. So you can just take the breath and then we'll be back on the story. So you can write down the questions that will be raised in your brain. It's a very interactive session and a story. So now we are entering in the story.
Have you ever seen an ugly person staring in the mirror? Why do we get distracted by seeing wrinkles on our face? What thoughts arise in our mind after seeing an ugly person? Do you also get impressed or sad by the beauty and ugliness of the body and face? Today's story begins with these questions. In ancient times, there was a very learned sage named Ashtavakra. Due to being physically handicapped, he got his name as Ashtavakra. That means Ashta means 8, Vakra means curves. Who is curved from 8 different parts of the body is named Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra was around 12 years of old. He lived with his maternal grandfather, says Uddalaka, with his mother Sujata. Since his childhood, Ashtavakra had no knowledge of his real father. He always believed that his maternal grandfather, says Uddalaka, is his father. One day, at the age of 8, Ashtavakra was sitting in the lap of his maternal grandfather. says Uddalaka. When Shvetketu, who was the real son of says Uddalaka, held Ashtavakra's hand and lifted him from his father's lap and said, "I have to sit in my father's lap. Go and sit on your father's lap." The words of Shvetketu hurt Ashtavakra, and he went directly to his mother to know about his father and asked from his mother Sujata, "Mother, who is my father?" Mother continued to avoid Ashtavakra till the next upcoming 4 years. By the time he reached the age of 12 years, in the mind of Ashtavakra, this question had grown up like a wound. One day, Ashtavakra's mother was forced to tell Ashtavakra the truth. She told, "Son, Ashtavakra, your father was Acharya Kahod. Your father was poor. When you came into my womb, then your father started feeling the responsibility of nurturing the family. In the hope of wealth, he reached the court of King Janak. Son, there was a Pandit, priest named Bandi in the court of King Janak. Your father challenged that Pandit named Bandi for debate on scriptures or knowledge about God. He thought that by defeating the Bandi in debate, he would get some money from King Janak. But the Bandi put a condition in front of your father in the court, that whoever will lose in this debate will go and die in water. In need of money, your father accepted the condition, but later your father lost, and according to the condition, he ended his life by drowning in the river. At that time, you were in my womb. There was no support for you and my maintenance. So I returned back to my father Uddalaka. And since then, I am here till today. After listening to the mother, Ashtavakra's mind aroused a strong desire to avenge his father's death and humiliation. And in anger, he asked his mother, "Mother, does the Bandi still live in Janak's court?" Sujata felt immediately Ashtavakra's anger and said, "Yes, but why do you need to know about him?" Ashtavakra replied, "I need, mother, till I make the Bandi realize his mistake, my mind will not be calm." Sujata was horrified to see Ashtavakra's anger and told her father, Rishi Uddalaka, the whole incident. Seeing the anger of Ashtavakra, Ashtavakra's maternal grandfather, says Uddalaka, also tried to calm Ashtavakra and said, "Calm down, Ashtavakra. Your education is not yet complete. Looking at your age and your disabled body, no one will allow you to enter in the court of Janak. In such a situation, it is very far to challenge the Bandi. Ashtavakra said, Acharya, you are my maternal grandfather. Here we have to understand that whenever we are using the word Acharya, it means the teacher. Ashtavakra said, Acharya, you are my maternal grandfather and also my father by the relationship of Acharya. Does knowledge increase with age? Does knowledge come to a person by looking at the age, form, color of his body? If I am defeated by the Bandi, then I will be able to repay my father's debt. And if victorious, I will increase the fame of the father. Let me make this effort, Acharya. I believe in your education. Please give me your permission. Then the sage Uddalika said, Go, be victorious, but take your uncle Shvetketu with you. Taking permission and blessings of his maternal grandfather, who was also the guru of Ashtavakra, Ashtavakra reached the city of Janak with his maternal uncle Shvetketu.
Here I give all of you a break. To take the next step. Until this part of the story, there are two important questions that developed. I would love that if someone has clicked those questions, Ashtavakra with his maternal uncle, now ready to enter in the city of Janak. What is going to happen? Let's see with the next part of the story.
Was resonant. I am defeated by the Bandi, then I will be able to repay my father's debt. And if victorious, I will increase the fame of the father. Let me make this effort, Acharya. I believe in your education. Please give me your permission. Then the sage Uddalika said, Go, be victorious, but take your uncle Shvetketu with you. Taking permission and blessings of his maternal grandfather, who was also the guru of Ashtavakra, Ashtavakra reached the city of Janak with his maternal uncle Shvetketu. The city of Janak was resonant with the pronunciation of Veda mantras all around. The city of Janak was resonant with the pronunciation of Veda mantras all around. At that time, Vajpayee Yagna, a kind of big festival, was being organized in the city of King Janak. Searching the Bandi, Ashtavakra and Shvetaketu reached on the gate of the festival land, where the Bandi were conducting or leading the Yagna as the chief priest. At the same time, all citizens, including King Janak, were also there. At the gate of the Yajna ground, the gatekeeper stopped them and asked, "Oh boys, how are you going inside without permission?" Ashtavakra said, "We are searching for the Bandi. I have come to challenge him for debate on scriptural and spiritual knowledge." The gatekeeper said, "Both of you are still children. Instead of challenging Acharya Bandi, go to some Acharya's ashram and get education now." Ashtavakra said in anger, "O gatekeeper, even a small spark of fire can burn down the entire forest. Nobody becomes knowledgeable when hair becomes white. Neither anyone becomes greater due to the wealth, age, or with just getting birth in noble family. The one who does continuous cultivation of knowledge is old and important. We are small in physical age, but we are old in knowledge. So allow us to come in or inform King Janak and Bandi about our arrival." Ashtavakra's loud voice was heard by King Janak. He ordered the gatekeeper, "Let those two boys come in." As Ashtavakra entered in the festival site, people started ridiculing him and shouting loudly with seeing disability of his body and his anger. On seeing this, Ashtavakra did not get panic. Even he also started laughing in a loud voice together with all the laughing people. Seeing all this, King Janak was surprised and said to Ashtavakra, "Oh boy, why are you laughing like this?" Ashtavakra said, "Maharaj, Maharaj, I came here thinking that by coming to Janak's meeting, among all these scholars, I will challenge Acharya Bandi for discussion. But after coming here, I realized that this is just a gathering of fools." After such realization, I could not stop my laughing. "Hey King, I told you the reason of my laugh. Now ask all these foolish scholars of yours, why were they laughing? Were they all laughing at me or on the potter who made this clay body of mine? Oh King, ask all of them, on whom were they laughing at?" King Janak said very politely, "O child, please forgive me and all these courtiers for our ignorance. But I request that you are not yet adult to talk to Acharya Bandi. It is difficult to discuss with Acharya Bandi the loser in the debate has to take water samadhi, die in river. Therefore, you should study a little more. Ashtavakra said, Rajan, to debate with Acharya Bandi, my Guru grace is sufficient. And what is the fear of death for the one who is immortal to die for any great cause? Death does not happen. You take me in front of Acharya Bandi. Acharya was listening to all these things while leading the yagna there. Even before King Janak spoke, he stood up and said, I am the Acharya Bandi and I am ready to discuss with you. But do you accept my condition? Ashtavakra's maternal uncle Svetketu said after listening to the Acharya Bandi, why are you trying unsuccessfully to frighten us by telling us the same condition again and again? Bandi, listening to the Svetketu, laughed and said, if you want, you two can also debate with me together. Then Ashtavakra said with full faith and anger, I am one and one will debate you. This is Advaita, non-duality. When we speak something with full confidence, then we get united that one common identity of ourselves that is omnipresent, and this is the identity of self as Brahma. The time of discussion was fixed. Acharya Bandi asked the first question, what is prapancha or maya or illusion? Ashtavakra said, whatever is visible with these body eyes, it is all maya, it is all prapancha, it is all illusion. Now Ashtavakra asked, what is that is visible? What is the seen? What does this imply? The Bandi replied, whatever is the matter of the mind and senses and is visible from the eyes, which I myself know, is the seen. The Bandi questioned Ashtavakra, who is observer, who knows him, who sees themselves? Ashtavakra said, while feeling absorbed in himself, he himself, one does not need any help to see that self. Just as the sun does not need a lamp to light, it is illuminated by itself. After giving his answer, Ashtavakra asked the Bandi again, where and how did this world come from? The Bandi responded and spoke with an ego-filled voice, this creation came from him and only from him. Who is that one I am talking about? Ashtavakra said, he is Brahma, he is God. He creates this world with his maya. He is the creator, foster and destroyer of this world. Now, Ashtavakra asked, how does Brahma create, observe and destroy this world? Bandi replied, just as the spider creates its own net, it moves in it and then swallows it. In the same way, God creates, nurtures, and destroys the world. The Bandi asked, "What is Diva, living being?" Ashtavakra said, "Jiva, living being, is a soul. He is a formless being himself. But under the influence of avidya, which means lack of self-identity, he considers himself to be mind and body. That is why he experiences this world." Ashtavakra asked, "What is avidya?" Lack of self-identity or self-knowledge? Bandi replied, "It is avidya to consider this visible world as true." The Bandi asked, "What is self-knowledge or vidya?" Ashtavakra went into deep meditation and said, "Muktaye, the one who liberates us from all sorrows, sufferings, shackles, ignorance, contests, delusions, and misleading imaginations is Vidya. That which liberates us from the sense of duality, the idea of we are two, the idea of separation, the distinction between you and me is Vidya. Self-knowledge or this Vidya gives vision so that man can recognize his Brahma or God form. Hearing the words of Ashtavakra, the whole assembly including King Janaka started praising Ashtavakra. Now Ashtavakra again asked the Bandi, "What is the process of knowing Brahma?" Seeing Ashtavakra's praise, the Bandi started getting confused. Yet he said while answering, "There are two ways to know him. The first way is to know what Brahma is not, and to prohibit those who are not Brahma. To know the formless by prohibiting all names, forms, properties, defects, and variable things. The second way is to recognize the truth as it is. It is existence. Without him, the world does not exist. It was Brahma. It is Brahma. Therefore, I am Brahma. You are Brahma. We are all Brahma. Therefore, the whole world is Brahma." The Bandi's reply also forced the assembly to praise the Bandi. Ashtavakra again asked, "How can Brahma be known?" Bandi said, "Brahma can be known by correct social behavior, spiritual thinking, listening attentively, contemplating daily experiences, and meditating on conclusions and going into samadhi." Bandi asked the question, "What are the characteristics of Brahmagyani?" Brahmagyani means the one who knows about Brahma or God. Ashtavakra laughingly said, If anyone claims that he has known Brahma or God, then he does not know Brahma. Along with knowing Brahma, the ego of knowing Brahma disappears. Bandi asked again, "Can Brahma be known by logic?" Ashtavakra said, "No, but logic can be helpful." Ashtavakra again asked, "Can Brahma be known by prayer and devotion?" Bandi replied, "No, but prayer and devotion can be helpful." Bandi asked, "Can Brahma be known through yoga and meditation?" Ashtavakra said, "No, but yoga and meditation can be helpful." The end of the debate was not seen nearby. Both were overshadowing on each other. Then suddenly, on one question of Ashtavakra, Bandi became silent. Seeing the Bandi silent on his question, Ashtavakra said, "Acharya, answer me." The Bandi were silent. Ashtavakra said again, "Acharya, answer me." Bandi bowed his head down. As soon as the Bandi's head was lowered, Ashtavakra's cheering started in the assembly. King Janak garlanded Ashtavakra and greeted him. Then the Bandi stood up and accepted his defeat and said, "I am ready to go to the water and give my life." Then Ashtavakra stopped Acharya Bandi and said, "I have not come here to take your life, Acharya Bandi," and said, "You all will remember how many innocent scholars lost their lives due to the pride of this knowledge of Acharya Bandi and the practice of this debate. Acharya Bandi, remember Acharya Kahod. I am the son of the same Acharya Kahod." The whole assembly was stunned to hear this. Ashtavakra continued to speak. "Today I am victorious. You are defeated. If I want, I can take your life today, but I will not do it. Forgiveness is my vengeance." Ashtavakra said, almost crying, "I forgive you, Acharya Bandi." Acharya Bandi bowed his head down due to shame and sat crying, "Oh, little wise boy, you have given me a bigger punishment than taking my life. I have sinned. I have sinned." Ashtavakra said, "No fire is greater than the fire of repentance. Acharya Bandi, burn yourself in this fire every day and be holy. This will be your atonement. Please do not make scripture or your knowledge and weapon. Just remember this, Acharya." Ashtavakra continued to speak and said to King Janak, "O king, scriptures develops life. Arms destroy life. The older the Himalayas are, the older the Ganges is, the older it is this truth. No one has ever conquered anyone with violence. After saying this, Ashtavakra returned from there, leaving everyone in the assembly silent. This is Vedanta Darshan, where we all are silent or in a state of no question, no answer, only in acceptance with deep soul and heart.
Thank you. It should be okay to put your camera on again if you want. You don't have to, of course, but you can if you like. And if you have questions, don't forget to put your mic on.
Definitely. I would love to hear from everyone a little, or even especially if there is question, feel free. There is a very big question in this story that I just took away from this story. Jan, Gina, open the unmute if you have any question.
Okay. This is a big teaching of respect to everybody.
From the Vedanta perspective, there is a big question that I took away from the story. If anyone could point out that question. Which was that question on which Bandi became silent? What is that question? The answer was coming from both sides equally. They both were having a debate with the very nice questions from both sides and beautiful answers from both sides. But what was that question on which Bandi became silent with the head down? What could be that question? The winning question. No one? I share with you. Actually, when Bandi is saying, you are Brahma, I am Brahma. We all are Brahma. Okay? We all are God. Then to whom Bandi was asking until now to go to die in water?
To God.
Definitely. He was not asking from anyone. He was asking from himself to go and die in water. But he was still there with this promise that anyone who has to fight with me have to come here. Now he got trapped with his own trapping. With his own trapping point. This is very important aspect that I needed to share with Vedanta Darshan. And that is the essence of my teaching always until now and will be towards my last breath of life. Never get trapped by the spirituality or the spiritual preaching. Spirituality is just to serve you the rest, relax and comfort, to bring you towards the harmony of life. Spirituality does not ask anything from you. It just asks from you to start the respecting the world as it is. Accept this world as it is. I always say there are two words. One is yogi, the another is pratiyogi. One word is yogi, another one is pratiyogi. The word with brain is a pratiyogi. The word with ego is a pratiyogi, means the competition, the debate. And the word without ego is a yogi. When there is no competition, that's the path of yoga. And wherever is the competition, the path of the materialism. We have to balance in between. Thousands of people has been trapped by the spiritual trapping. Vedanta is the only theory that releases people from the trapping. I am having an organization. I'm having my own life as a doctor to make my own needs, to fulfill my own needs and the family. I am having something extra with my spiritual teaching and with my yoga teaching to support as much as I can to the society, to balance my inner peace and to balance my external peace. Somewhere we all have to balance our both peace, both part of the life, outside and inside. The Bandi was having this pride. Now you can see how many Bandis are still living in this planet at today. How we all can save ourselves without disturbing them, but saving our near and dear ones, at least our close people. This is a very big challenge. So my dear friends, the Vedanta Darshan is a teaching to open your eyes. 3 words I use always. We have to live life with open eyes, open mind, and open heart. All three should be always open. Open eyes, open mind, and open heart. If any single from these three will be closed, you will be trapped somewhere. Do not get trapped and release other people. Those are trapped by someone. To let them experience the real liberty, the real wisdom of self. With celebrating. If someone is celebrating, then that's welcome. If someone is feeling caged, then we have to bring them back to let them allow to take a deep breath in themselves. So the story of Ashtavakra and Bandi can be a story of all of us too. It was a very big knowledge that Bandi was carrying. But here in this world, the people started their competition with the little knowledges. So we all have to be aware. Vedanta teaching is serve the awareness. That's the goal of SIHO, Sri Yoga and Health Organization. On one hand, I'm serving the people with the name of yoga, the awareness, and with the word health, I'm trying to let them inform or introduce about the real health. The real health comes with the awareness. If you are hungry, I cannot teach you anything. Your teaching will be just food. If you are in need of love, I cannot feed you with the words. I just need to give you at that moment a big hug. The desire and the seeking change time to time. We have to satisfy our senses as well as we have to satisfy our soul. How to find this balance is a constant teaching and constant learning. I got this atmosphere by the Guru grace, by the God grace, that I could learn and grasp the messages with my father, with my mother, with my Guru, and now with my family, of course, with my little kids. We all have these opportunities around us to receive the lessons. I hope to see all of you again the next week, where I will share my own encounter with the Vedanta Darshan, how I met my Guru, what was the questions, those were bothering me, and how I got the answers, the practical answers of those questions from my Guru. I would love to invite Zina just to say thanks for everyone for their presence. And then we'll transfer the host to Marlene of this session.
Okay, also dann nochmal herzlichen Dank von Raghav an alle, die jetzt teilgenommen haben. Und ja, ich bedanke mich auch. Thank you, Raghav, for this session. Namaste.
Marlene, now you are host back.
Yes, I've got the steering wheel again. Very nice
Thank
to
you,
see
Melanie.
you all. Very nice to be together again. Thank you very much for showing up. Have a wonderful week and see you next week. Namaste.
I'm very happy about this lesson. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Salesh. Thank you, Gina, Ursula, and Marlene.
See you.